Hi guys! Today I have another Glitterature haul of books that I actually ordered online because I went to the bookstore to get this first book, which is Divergent by Veronica Roth, and my Barnes & Noble did not have this book. It was so popular that they were completely sold out. So I decided to actually place an order on barnesandnoble.com, and my books were a lot less expensive than they are when you buy them in the store. Pretty much every single book that I got was discounted if you bought it online, even without the membership card, which I never knew that before, and I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of my book shopping online from now on because of the price difference, and it was free shipping over $25, so I didn't have to pay for shipping either. The only thing that is kind of bad about shopping for books online is you lose the experience of going to the bookstore, which is one of my favorite things to do, is just to go to the bookstore and like pick out 3 random books, and I spend so much time in the aisles flipping through the pages and picking out what I'm gonna get. So you do end up losing a little bit of that, but you end up saving yourself a lot of money. So the first book I got is Divergent, like I said, and this one was actually recommended by a lot of my viewers here on my Glitteratures. I always ask for you guys to leave me suggestions when I'm doing these book review videos, and this one was recommended over and over again, so I knew that I wanted to check it out, and I was told that if I like the Hunger Games, I would like this, and that it's a similar dystopian society, and so I am just really excited to read this one. This will probably be the first one I read out of this haul of books. It's about this dystopian society that's divided into 5 factions, each dedicated to a particular virtue. So they have the honest, the selfless, the brave, the peaceful, and the intelligent. And on a certain day every year, all 16-year-olds have to select the faction that they will live in for the rest of their lives. So the main character has to decide between staying with her family and being in the faction that is more her personality. And once you select your faction, you have to go through a highly competitive initiation. And I think I read that if you don't get into your initiation, if you don't make it through, you become a faceless, nameless streetwalker or something, and you don't belong to any of the factions, and it's like a really bad place to be in society. And so this is just kind of an interesting type of book. I like this type of book. It's a genre that I've always enjoyed. It reminds me a little bit of The Giver, which was one of my favorite books when I was little, and Hunger Games. Just those weird societies, weird rules. The Maze Runner's the same way. So I'm excited to read this, and I believe that there's a sequel coming out soon. So if I really like this book, then there's a sequel as well. And it's kind of cool because on the back there's a quote from James Dashner, who's the writer of The Maze Runner, which is like one of the best books I've ever read. And it says, a captivating, fascinating book. So that's kind of cool. I feel like if he likes it, I will like it too. The next book I got is Dragon's Oath, which is one of the spin-off books from the House of Night series, and this is by the same author that does House of Night. And Dragon is a character in House of Night. He's one of the professors at the school, and this is just a little spin-off series with his storyline. And I wasn't going to get this, and I probably wouldn't have paid full price for it. It actually doesn't even have the price on here because it doesn't have a sticker because I bought it online, but it was discounted online, and so I figured I might as well read it. I love the House of Night series, and I just thought, you know, I would try it out. It's a tiny little skinny book. It won't take me long to read, and that way I will read all of the books in the series. The next 2 books are books that I don't know much about, but the little blurb on the back totally sucked me in, and I knew that I needed to order it. This one is called Fracture. And I'll read you the back. It's pretty short. It says, a lot can happen in 11 minutes. Decker can run 2 miles easily in 11 minutes. I once wrote an English essay in 10, no lie. And God knows Carson Levine can talk a girl out of her clothes in half that time. 11 minutes might as well be eternity underwater. It only takes 3 minutes without air for loss of consciousness. Permanent brain damage begins at 4 minutes, and then when the oxygen runs out, full cardiac arrest occurs. Death is possible at 5 minutes, probable at 7, and definite at 10. Decker pulled me out at 11. So it's about a girl who, you know, is underwater for 11 minutes. And that is all I know about this book. But the back totally sucked me in, along with the illustration on the front. It just looks really interesting. It just looks like something that I would like to read. And it says a lot can happen in 11 minutes. So I'll let you guys know how I feel about this book after I read it. I have no idea what it's about. The next one is called Entwined, and I was actually attracted to this book based on the cover art alone. I know they tell you not to judge a book by its cover, but I totally did in this case. And then I read the little blurb on the inside cover, and I knew that I needed to get it. So the front looks like this. It's a beautiful picture of a girl in a garden with a castle in the background. It's a really, really beautiful cover art. And then the inside says, Azalea is trapped. Just when she should feel that everything is before her, beautiful gowns, dashing suitors, balls filled with dancing, it's all taken away, all of it. The keeper understands. He's trapped too, held for centuries within the walls of the palace, and so he extends an invitation. Every night, Azalea and her 11 sisters may step through the enchanted passage in their room to dance in his silver forest. But there is a cost. The keeper likes to keep things. Azalea may not realize how tangled she is in his web until it is too late. I just think that it's kind of mysterious, and I don't know, I just wanted to read it. Who knows, it might be like the next best read I've ever had. The next one was also recommended to me by a viewer, and this is Matched. And I don't know exactly what this is about because it doesn't have a blurb on the back since it's paperback. But, well, not because it's paperback. It doesn't have a blurb on the inside cover because it's paperback, and the back of it just happens to not have it. It just has little quotes. So I don't know exactly what this one's about, but I did look it up a little bit, and it's a dystopian society as well, where you get matched to the person you're supposed to marry. You don't get to pick. It's like a society matches you thing, similar to The Giver, how it matches you with jobs and stuff. And I guess the main character gets matched to her best friend, which is great, but then there's like a glitch in the system, and she's also matched to someone else that she's maybe never met before, and so she has to decide between the two people. She like gets to choose, and it's kind of unheard of to get to choose, and so it says she has to choose between perfection and passion. So she must fall in love with the other guy, but it's like, do you pick your best friend or do you pick, you know, passion? And I don't know, that's what this one's about, and it sounds interesting to me, so I'll let you know, like all of them. And then the last one is Incarceron. I might be saying that wrong, but this one's actually about a prison. This is kind of cool. So I was recommended this one as well, and then the back of it's really interesting. It basically is about a prison that's been sealed for centuries, where inmates live in cells, cities, and unbounded wilderness. No one has ever escaped. It just sounded interesting to me. So those were all of the books I got. I got 6 books that all sound equally interesting to me, and I don't even know which one I'm going to read first, although I'm probably going to read Divergent first just because that one was recommended the most out of all of these books, and it was like my #1 most suggested book. So leave your suggestions below. I actually do read them, and I go through them and make little list of future books that I want to get. So I will read your comments on this video, and let me know how you like my Glitterature series, because I know it doesn't appeal to everyone, but those of you that are book readers, I would think I like watching book reviews. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.